Dan Raviv is a columnist at the U.S.-based daily newspaper Newsday. He joins us now live from Washington for some analysis. Thanks so much for being with us, Dan. First, clarify, can Republicans absolutely push this through? Or is there a way somehow for Democrats to filibuster and stop it?
There seems to be no way for the Democrats to stop it. All that's required in the Senate, which has 100 members, is a majority vote. So the Republicans need 50 votes. If it were a tie, then the Vice President, Mike Pence, would cast the tie-breaking vote. And so how many seats do the Republicans hold in the Senate? 53. And so if 4 Republican senators refuse to go along with President Trump and vote no or want to delay this whole process, then President Trump won't have his way in this. And there are definitely signs that 2 U.S. senators who are Republicans will vote no, don't want it to happen, but not 4. So it looks like the Democrats cannot stop it.
You know, we always knew politicians could lie, but it's evolved to the point that there seems to be absolutely no shame in lying or flip-flopping. I mean, we even saw Lindsey Graham, for example, specifically saying Republicans would not do this 4 years ago when the Republicans did it to the Democrats under Obama. Are we just at the point today that there is absolutely no price to pay, that you will get away with lying and contradicting and flip-flopping, as the term Americans like to use?
You could take that point of view, but the Republicans, in setting out why they think this is fine to do, to move ahead where the president gets to nominate someone to replace a vacancy on the Supreme Court, and then the U.S. Senate is the only body that has to confirm the nomination. The Republicans say that 4 years ago there was a Democrat as president, Barack Obama, but the Republicans held the Senate. So the Republicans said our duty was to restrain a president who's a Democrat. But now that we're of the same party, our duty is to move ahead and affirm what he's doing, because that's what the voters wanted even 2 years ago in what are called the midterm elections, right? The Republicans managed to hold on to their lead, even increased it in the U.S. Senate. And so that's the Republican story in this. Obviously, it's a power game. This is really important. In that phone interview today with Fox News, President Trump said he expects some legal challenges to the election results. That's right. The election is 6 weeks from tomorrow. President Trump says there probably will be challenges having to do with the election. So we need a full Supreme Court. By that, he meant he'd like to see a 6-3 majority on the court in favor of conservatives. And that's why he wants someone confirmed before Election Day.
Wow. So if that person is confirmed, walk us through the 2 most likely women that he would pick to see on the bench. Would they be, okay, obviously not completely ideologically aligned with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but enough similarity?
Only by being a female. Okay. So President Trump decided the popular thing to say is that he will nominate a woman. Because we have been hearing from conservatives, Republicans in this country, that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, even though they disagreed with her liberal views, she was a real hero for women's rights and for women treated equally in the workforce. And so the president is not turning his back totally on that. And that's why openly members of the White House staff say that Amy Coney Barrett is the leading contender. She is a strong, devout Roman Catholic, the mother of 7, including adopted children. Certainly, Judge Barrett, who has been a professor at Notre Dame University, is qualified in terms of knowing the law. So conservatives say she's a great pick. The president himself has mentioned Barbara Lagoa from Florida. And just to show that everything is political, President Trump said Florida is a really important state. I love Florida. So it seems that because Florida is in the balance right now on Election Day, he thinks that Barbara Lagoa, a Latina, a Hispanic person, would help him get votes. And because she's only 38 years old, again, the president says we're talking about someone who could be serving for more than 30 years. Why liberal Democrats are really depressed is no matter which conservative it is, if it is someone who's young, the liberals feel, oh my, they have lost even a close to even balance on the Supreme Court. And the court, therefore, would be conservative for a very long time.
And especially for our international viewers, I mean, explain what that means. What are the big decisions that could be made by a firmly conservative court? What could change the landscape for Americans? Yeah.
One that's coming up soon is the CARE Act. In other words, the Affordable Care Act is the health insurance system in this country, also known as Obamacare. President Trump does want to dismantle it, and there are cases in lower federal or national courts. That is going to come to the Supreme Court, and obviously President Trump wants to win, whereas liberals want to keep the Obamacare system of health insurance. But also, sometime in the next year or so, there's likely to be a case on abortion rights. Now, that was decided in the 1970s that American women do have the right to choose an abortion, but conservatives, and especially Roman Catholics, consider abortion to be murdering an unborn child. And so conservatives want to do away with abortion rights. That could come to the court. And then if you're talking about 20 or 30 or 40 years, when it comes to government power, when it comes to progressive decisions having to do with race relations, what the police may do, right? What inner city people can do against their local police. These are a lot of issues where there's a split between conservatives and liberals. And because Donald Trump is the president, the conservatives are really holding all the cards right now.
Right. Dan Raviv, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being with us from Washington.